Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Arpita Kumanapalli and I'm glad you're watching this video. In this video, I'll be talking about the importance and effects of circadian rhythm, especially for people who are working during the night shift. The circadian timing system is our body's intrinsic timekeeping mechanism. It is what we usually call the biological clock. The clock controls the rhythms of time dependent biological processes. So, the science that studies these processes is called chronobiology. Just as we have diurnal wakefulness, activity, feeding, and nocturnal sleep, rest, and fasting behaviors, so do the cells and system in our body have a biological day and biological night. The circadian timing system, it regulates endocrine, that is your hormones and metabolism to establish a pattern of cellular activity. So this biological actually coordinates the pathways and functions, separates the incompatible pathways and functions, and synchronize our biology and behavior with the environment. So during the day, the biological day, to promote wakefulness and support physical activity, also feeding, the circadian timing system, it shifts the metabolism to a state of energy production and energy storage. This it will do by signaling some hormones, that is increasing your insulin and decreasing leptin. It also promotes metabolic pathway to use the nutrients like glucose and fatty acids to promote energy during the day. It will also increase the reserves in your body, like storing the glucose as glycogen and fatty acids as triglycerides. On the other hand, during the night, the circadian timing system promotes sleep and it will shift the metabolism to a state of storing the energy by signaling the hormones like reducing insulin and increasing leptin. And it also breaks down the energy reserves by maintaining blood glucose levels. The time of day signaling by the circadian timing system allows all systems and all the cells like your nervous system, cardiovascular, digestive, all the system to predict cyclical changes in the environment, anticipate the imminent environmental, behavioral and biological patterns to adapt to accordingly. For example, when the sun sets, our tissues know that we will soon go to sleep and we will be fasting. So the energy will need to pull out of the storage. In the same way, when the sun rises, our tissues know that we will be soon be awake and feeding. So some energy can be stored and to help us to get through the night. So how does this entire biological clock work? Every cell in our body has some type of clock that times their activities. In most cells, it is a set of genes called clock genes. Clock genes control the rhythmic activity of other genes to time tissue specific functions and generate daily oscillation in cell metabolism and function. But these tissue specific clocks needs to work coherently to maintain balance in our body. This coherence is created by the master clock in our brain that organizes all circadian processes. Clock genes set the natural period of our biological clock. It needs to be reset every day. This is done by the light, the time giver that entrains our master clock to the environment. The brain receives input from neurons of the eye that contain light sensitive proteins called melanopsin. These neurons they detect the environmental light and reset the brain clock to synchronize it with the light and dark cycle. Brain can then entrain all the cellular clocks to the light cycle. On the main mechanism of the whole body clock synchronization is through time of day dependent hormone signals. Hormones can carry messages long distances through blood and therefore they are very important in this communication system in circadian biology. Two important hormones they play a key role in this signaling. One is melatonin and the other is cortisol. Melatonin signals darkness. The hormone melatonin is a major signaling molecule of the circadian timing system. Melatonin is produced by the pineal gland in the brain. It rises soon after the sunset. The dim light melatonin onset, it peaks in the middle of the night between 2 and 4 am and gradually decreases thereafter, dropping to very low levels during the daylight hours. Now, the melatonin production by the pineal gland is activated by a suprachiasmatic nucleus through signaling pathway that is active only at night. During daytime, light input from the retina will stop this signaling to the pineal gland and stop melatonin production. Through this mechanism, melatonin production is inhibited by light and enhanced by darkness. So, pineal melatonin is released into the blood flow and it will reach every tissue in our body, which will modulate the activity of clock genes and act as time giving signals in the darkness. So, through this action in the brain, the peripheral tissue, us and melatonin promotes sleep and shifts our physiological process into biological night and anticipating a fasting period when you're sleeping. Therefore, melatonin is a chronobiotic molecule. That means a molecule which has the capacity to adjust, anticipate, or delay the phase of biological clock. So, melatonin's these chronobiotic effects are vital for adequate rhythm and physiological and behavioral process that are very essential for environmental adaptation. Next is the cortisol. Cortisol signals awakening. The hormone cortisol is known for its as a stress hormone, but also very important in signaling the circadian timing system. Cortisol is produced by the mitochondria in the adrenal gland with a circadian rhythm that is controlled again by the suprachiasmatic nucleus. Within the first hour of awakening, there is a sharp increase in the production of cortisol. The cortisol awakening response. Following this morning peak, the cortisol production decreases continuously throughout the day. Cortisol production is very low during the first half of sleep and then steadily rises during the second half. So, the surge in the cortisol levels during dawn allows the body to anticipate that we will soon wake up after fasting overnight, prepare for physical activity and feeding. Cells respond by getting ready to process nutrients, respond to energy demands, and replenish energy reserves. The morning peak in cortisol secretion can be regarded as a kind of stress response to waking up that jump starts our day. The spike in the cortisol increases arousal, it will initiate our biological day and activates diurnal behaviors. So, there can be disruption of this circadian rhythm. So, circadian rhythms is very elegantly relegated by the levels and type of the light. For example, melatonin production is mostly inhibited by bright blue light, which is the morning light. And accordingly, cortisol awakening response is influenced by awakening time and is greater when there is exposure to blue light, specifically in the morning. Our body is optimized to follow this environmental 24-hour pattern, but technology and modern lifestyles have disrupted this pattern. Bright blue light is also a type of light that is emitted in high amounts by artificial light sources, including screens and energy efficient light bulbs. Nocturnal exposure to these light sources, even at a relatively low intensities, such as normal room light, can quickly inhibit the melatonin production and can disrupt your sleep. These artificial changes in the circadian timing system are not without consequences. Although the suprachiasmatic nucleus can quickly respond to the disruption, peripheral organs are very slow, which can lead to desynchrony with the environment and it shifts the light dark cycles are disrupted. Circadian disruption can have a negative impact on all types of biological process. It can contribute to sleep disorders, metabolic disorders, cardiovascular dysfunction, mood disorders, and disruptions that affect our well being. Night shift workers are commonly used to examples of how serious circadian misalignment can be. They show misalignment of melatonin and cortisol rhythms, and they have an increased risk of developing these cardiometabolic diseases, cancer, gastrointestinal disorders are some of the illnesses. The studies have shown very well that being awake during the night is not just miserable to adapt to, it can have very real health effects. Night workers are at increased risk for many serious health problems like high rates of obesity, increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and other heart diseases. We also see increased risk of metabolic diseases like high risk of diabetes, high risk for accidents both vehicular and on the job, declining in the cognitive performance which may not be reversible, and also increased risk of depression, anxiety and other mental illnesses. The scariest part of this increased risk is that people often do not realize that they are impaired. Over time, most shift workers accept their lower mental function and increased sleepiness as a status quo. Several studies have found that people who work night shifts often drive and perform other dangerous tasks when they are too impaired to do so safely because they do not realize how tired they are. If you are currently working in the nights, it is strongly recommended to try to switch your hours. If that's not possible, try to get on regular schedule as you can to avoid switching back and forth between day and night shifts. This will at least give your body a chance to readjust in between. Firstly, invest in quality sleep. To promote quality sleep during daylight hours, it is essential that you make your bedroom pitch black, as exposure to light prevents the production of melatonin. Even the dim glow from your clock could be interfering with your ability to sleep, and more importantly, your long term health and risk of developing cancer and other problems. To get your room as dark as possible while you're sleeping, consider these following actions. Install blackout drapes. Close your bedroom door if light comes through it. If light seeps it underneath your door, put a towel along the base, but make sure it's dark. Get rid of your electric clock, at least block its light while you're sleeping. Avoid night lights of any kind. Keep all light sources off, even if you get up to go to the bathroom, including your computer and television. In addition to keeping a consistent sleep schedule, addressing certain factors can also curtail the adverse effects of working in the night shift. Since night shift workers largely prevent midday sun exposure, which is very important for vitamin D production, measure your vitamin D and maintain a healthy level, that is about 40 to 70 nanograms per ml, by trying to get sun exposure during the day or at least with an oral supplement of vitamin D3. If you can add K2, that is very helpful. Use a conventional clear incandescent bulb and a cool white blue enriched LED bulb. So you need both the LED, which will give you blue, and the incandescent, which will give you the red and near infrared spectrum. So you will need to use the blue LED light for 15 to 30 minutes. This will help you to establish your new circadian rhythm. Ideally, you should start with an incandescent light immediately after getting up. Thereby, it simulates sunrise. After half an hour or so, you should add this cold white LED that mimics the sun's ascent towards the noon. Once you feel the energy boost, you can stop the LED use because an overdose can damage than doing more good. So the bluish LED generates more free radicals which are not good for your body. After you finish your blue light exposure, it would be wise to limit your further exposure to blue light. This means only incandescent bulbs at home, and if you go out of your home, avoid any additional exposure to LED or fluorescent bulbs by wearing your blue blocking glasses. I hope this information was helpful. Here is a scripture to meditate. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. John 14:27. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please share it with your family and friends. I'll see you again in my next video.